Hi, my name is Kathy Bundy, and I'm going to tell you a personal story called The Friendly Retainer. Now, this story takes place in Fairfax, Virginia, the summer of my 16th year. I was going back to spend the summer with my best friend Danielle, her dad Lyle, and her younger brothers Donald and Charles. It was a beautiful summer June day when my parents took me to the airport in Salt Lake. Now, this was pre-9/11, so my parents were able to walk me to the gate and see me safely on the plane. Now, I was a little bit anxious, but also excited. This was my first time alone on a plane, and Danielle and I had made many plans for our big summer of adventure. Now, being 16-year-old girls, many of those plans included looking for hot guys. We did visit all of the museums and the battlefields and the monuments, and we learned to navigate the metro. And we were having a wonderful summer. It was turning out to be the best summer vacation ever. Well, I have this bad habit. I like to take off my rings and my watches, earrings, and retainers, and I put them in various places. I leave them on tables, on desks, restaurants. It's something that I still am working on. Well, I had a close call in New York. We went to the Marriott Hotel, and I took my retainer out because, of course, you can't eat with a retainer in, and I dropped it into my water glass. Now, Donald and Charles thought this was the most hilarious thing they'd ever seen, whereas Lyle, I thought, was going to have a heart attack and die of embarrassment right there on spot. Well, we finished our dessert, and I fished out my retainer with my spoon, and I popped it back in. Well, about 2.5 weeks later, we were back in Fairfax, Virginia, and we went out to dinner at a restaurant called Friendly's. Now, of course, they had my retainer in, but this time I was a little bit more discreet, and I popped it out, and I put it inside my napkin, and I set it off to the side of my plate. Well, we finished our dinner, and then we decided to order dessert, and I ordered a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup ice cream bowl, and it was delicious. Well, at the end of our meal, we left, and we got out into the parking lot when I remembered that I had left my retainer sitting on the table. Well, I ran back into the restaurant and went to our table, but it had already been cleared. Well, I was crushed, and I was scared. This was my fourth retainer since February. The first one got smashed by a truck in the parking lot. The second one got thrown away with my school lunch. The third one got smashed in my backpack. And now the fourth went out with the trash at the Friendly restaurant. Well, I was scared. I didn't want to have to call home to my parents and tell them that I was going to have to call Dr. Coon and have him make retainer number 5. Well, I was ready to cry when I felt a gentle tap on my shoulder. I turned around, and there was our waitress, holding out her hand, and in her hand was my napkin with my retainer, and she said, "Are you looking for this?" I have never wanted to hug and kiss a stranger so much in all my life. I thanked her, took my retainer, popped it back in, and I left the restaurant. Now, I didn't lose my retainer any more that summer. I was able to always remember to pick it back up. But this is a friendly reminder. If you're going to take your retainer out, put it in one of these. Thank you for sharing part of my life and becoming part of my life story. Have an awesome evening.